just started talking, and Brooker was telling us telling me how he just did his first lap of the triathlon. Explain it. Explain how it goes.
So it's not the first time I've done it, but it's the first time I've had to walk.
Oh, yeah. I thought you'd never done it before.
No. I've done it before. But the point was, and that's how we started the convo off, is that we're both fucking knackered. We're both fucked up. And man, I was trying to think about why am I so fucking tired? But then I realized last week I had a client of mine, right? Younger guy. I know you don't know nothing about cycling, right? But I trained him for a month. He wanted to do a big challenge kind of thing. He wanted to cycle from Zurich to Zermatt, right? Which is like over 4,000 vertical meters of elevation, right? It's like 235 kilometers, something like that. And it's meant to take about 18 hours, and he did it in quite a few hours less than that. But I didn't get home from that event until 3:45 Sunday morning. And so since then, I got up, with the baby on Sunday, and since then I've just not caught up. And I really felt it this fucking weekend, bro. The river only felt good. Swimming in the river after that 4-hour biking, that was the only good thing because it woke me back up. That was literally it.
How far were you swimming?
I just went into the river. So it was more for recovery. I went downstream with the river to meet the girls at the pool. So there's like a little public pool. The temperature's like 15 degrees. No. I jumped in the river close to my house, swam down the river with the river, and got out further downstream where the pool is. So, but that
how far did you swim down the river?
30 minutes down.
So
the river's going fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you just let that motherfucking current carry you.
Oh yeah, well, swimming, you got to swim with it too, because there's rapid parts and some driftwood and shit, so you got to be careful as well. But it's cold. Yeah, and it's cold. It's like, I think it's about between 14 and 15 degrees right now. So you're in there. But the first 3 minutes are the worst, and after the first 10 seconds, then the first 3 minutes are pretty bad, and then you're good.
What is that Fahrenheit? 15 degrees Fahrenheit. 15 degrees Celsius. What the fuck is that Fahrenheit?
No idea. So, but it's running real quick because we've had non-stop rain and thunderstorms. So the water level's super high.
That's 60 degrees. That's a nice temperature. You cooled the fuck down real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, I got barbecued in the sun as well earlier on, rocking the best farmer stand right now. Though it was a humbler earlier on, It was a humbler. It's hot, didn't eat, didn't get my nutrition properly. I'm like, I just got to go get it done today. Not really prepared. Take the wrong road like an idiot. Then be too stubborn to turn around after I already know it's, we've got a long way up this thing. And yeah, it was a suffer. So, but I was going to say, so you're knackered.
Yeah.
Because you're training Kevin right now for the Olympics. What kind of stuff are you doing with him? What does that look like? You doing 7 days a week right now?
Yeah, definitely 6. So my plan was this motherfucker, this fucking guy. So last year, preseason, was it preseason to last year? Or maybe the year before? Yeah, because last year was COVID. So the year before that, we had talked about the Olympics because he wanted me to go with him.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you got to come with me. I need you with me because I'm going to be gone for a month. I'm like, a fucking month? I was like, what the fuck's the schedule? This would be like a week in Vegas, a week or 4 days in San Diego, then a week in Melbourne, or 4 days in Melbourne, 4 days in Sydney, a week in Beijing, and then we'd go to fucking Tokyo. I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, fuck that. I need to be in Tokyo for like 10 days, like up and down. I think I shouldn't even say Tokyo, because the thing that fucking irritated me was we were going to go to, I think Fukushima, which is where the fucking, where the meltdown was. So I'm sitting here and I was that guy when that shit happened, I'm like, this is going to the Pacific. This is gonna it's gonna ruin our fish. You know? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, I gotta drink this fucking water now. Like, no way. So I was freaking out. This was like 2 years ago when they made the announcement about it.
Yeah, and also you wouldn't even realize you're in Tokyo because you'd be in the athletes' quarters.
Yeah,
and
well,
be in the bubble, and you wouldn't. It could be in any country in the world.
It didn't matter. I didn't want to fucking go.
No, I hear you.
Being gone for 40 days, I was like, yo, can Vicky come? He goes, yeah, sure. But Vicky kind of had work. Like at that time, it was, I don't even know when the Olympics were going to be and when we were going to leave. So I was reluctant to go then. And then, whatever. So we trained for it. We had planned on training for it last off season, but then COVID hit and we didn't do it. Now, Kevin barely played last year. Like this past season, he had like, I don't know, 25 games under his belt. But he was kind of picked for the team already the previous year. The guy Popovic, the head coach of the team, who's like this legendary coach, loves Kevin, loves the way he plays. Like they have a decent relationship, and he wanted him on the team because he's just been there before. He's going to be a vet. He knows he's reliable, and it'd be like, you know, a good old man to have, you know, play, because Kevin's what, 33 years old. So Kevin and I, we were taking it slow coming in. It sounds like fucking dating. Our schedule this year was taking it a little bit slow coming into it. I wanted to hit the ground running. He wanted to chill out. So he kind of, what did he do? He fucking went, we worked out for 2 weeks after the season was over. He kind of chilled. Then we worked out like 3 times. And then he's like, yeah, by the way, I'm going on vacation. I'm like, all right. So he went to Turks and Caicos for like a week, then went to Miami for several days, and then went to Oregon for a few days. I did none of his programming at that point, like virtually nothing. Like I tried telling him what to do. He's like, yeah, all right. And then, so then I come back on Monday. All right, he comes back and we get our first training session in like either Monday or we got it last Friday. And then this past Monday, we're training and he gets a phone call. He goes, yo, I got to take this. I said, all right. It's like a 10-minute phone call. And he's like, yeah, coach. No. You got it, coach. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, coach. I'm like, oh, is that JB? That his head coach of the Cavs? He goes, no, it's Pop. I'm like, the fuck did he want? Like, because I knew exactly what it was. He goes, yeah, it's the Olympics. I find out. I said, you're going to the Olympics? And I got to like pretend to be happy about it. I'm fucking miserable about it. He goes, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I find out in 24 hours. They'll let me know. 24, 48 hours. I'll find out. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, fuck. Because I already know that the Olympics, they're not letting these guys bring family or friends. So I know I don't have to go, but like, I don't know. This is a lot to train for. Like this kind of fucks up our training for the summer. So I get a text on my way in to New York on Tuesday. Like I'm driving in New York traffic. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram know how much I fucking love commuting into the fucking city. Brooker, do you go on Instagram ever? No, right?
No, but I've been there. I've done that trip with you enough times to know how big of a pain in the ass that is.
Bro, I literally just post on Instagram. Everyone call 911. I'm gonna jump off this fucking bridge. Like, so I'm on my way in, and I get a text from Kevin, like a DM of a post that some reporter made 27 minutes ago. Says Kevin Love will be joining this player in the Olympics. He goes, oh, so this happened. I'm like, all right. So I have motherfucking 9 days. I have 9 motherfucking days to get this 33-year-old fucking dude coming off an injury in shape for the fucking Olympics to win a fucking gold medal. I mean, but again, like, it's the USA versus everyone else, and we have all the best players, and we always steamroll people. And You have the best players in the fucking United States playing for you. So what are you going to get? 6 to 15 minutes a game? I think 15 would be a lot.
Right.
And him being the old guy, but fuck me, bro. So now we're training every single day. And the way our training's broken down, it's not how it used to be. Like we used to have 4-hour sessions, 3-4-hour sessions where, you know, we do a lot of speed work and then we'd take a little rest and we'd hit, you know, we'd spend time in each block. I don't have that luxury. Right, so I'm literally feeding him through a fire hose every fucking thing I possibly can in the next 10 days at a low enough volume that he can recover and do something the following day. So we're doing multi-directional. All our multi-directional work is done either by him playing basketball, like with his instructor, his coach, or by us doing tempo work, because I need to expose him to some kind of speed work linearly, but we got to do it every other day. Like I need to do a pure high-low, even though everything's quasi medium intensity because he's not producing anything worth shit. And his sprints look pretty decent, but I mean the outline that I have for him right now, I'm training everything all at once. Oh, and also I have my NFL guys right now. So these guys are here until July 25th. So I'm waking up. I have my high school college kids from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Then from 8 a.m. until 11:30, I have my NFL crew. And then at 11:30 hits and I literally haul ass to New York City, hoping I don't get pummeled by traffic. And it used to be like a 30-minute trip. Now, I don't know why New York's so fucking crazy. It's over an hour to get there. Then I train Kevin. We do our body work. We do recovery every single session. Every session we're doing recovery as well, post-workout. We'll do sauna. We'll do ice bath. We'll do flushing massage. We'll do stretching, everything. And he's got massage therapists around the clock coming in and everything. And then from there, I get in the car and I just sit in traffic like 2 hours to get home. Like I've thought about getting a bicycle and riding here. It'd be faster than me sitting in traffic like this fucking idiot that I am. So, and then bro, then I have to fly. Like I try to fucking cruise as fast as I fucking can to get home. Or not even to get home. I just drive straight to the gym. And Vicky's such a sweetheart. She like brings me food to the gym. She'll bring me gaffle grill to the gym and I'll just throw down fucking meat. And I train people again from 5:30 till 7:30. Sometimes I have body work sessions after that. And we had, you know, Kent's kid, Jordan. Mm-hmm. I think Kent's kid Jordan came in one day, and when I sit in traffic, I am a cunt. Like, you know how mean I can get. The kid threw a volleyball in the gym, like just like fucking around, because I mean he's a maniac. The kid's out of his mind. And I looked at him, I was like, "Yo, and the kid's 10 years old. He's 10 years old now. I was like, "Hey, motherfucker!" And the kid looked at me and was like, "Get the fuck out of here! This ain't a fucking playground! Are you fucking nuts?" And the kid, he don't listen to anyone but me, including his dad. Yeah, I'm the only person he listens to. Because he's kid. He's afraid I'm gonna hit him. I don't know how much of this shit I should be saying.
So going back to Kev then, so you said that you're doing some recovery stuff every day.
Every day.
I mean, what kind of volume are you doing with him? I mean, how much? So say like on your high day, how many sprints you kind of getting in? What kind of jump work?
So here's the other thing. He was injured because of his calf. But so back to the volume. So what we're doing is I'm training everything all at once. So we're doing sprints. We're doing our speed work. which is right now we're doing 5s and 10s.
Yep.
Because we're not
and
doing
are you changing the drills every high day, or are you keeping it every time linear? You doing any top speed work with him?
Hell no.
No, I was going to say.
No, hell no.
He's not
you
going to
progress
that.
Yeah, you progress to that. We couldn't do top speed work last year either. Like, and I'm, at his age, top speed work, like, I just want this fucking guy to play. Like, I'm not even going to do, like, how long's the fucking court? You know what I mean? I just like the top speed because it keeps him reactive, but reactive elastic, I should say. But for him, it's acceleration. We're doing a ton of power speed drills because I need to get that calf used to doing the bouncing and keep him relatively elastic and exposing him to sub-maximal little jumps in a rhythmic fashion. And he hates doing the little jump series. There's 2 things he fucking despises: the little jump series and our fucking med ball series. Yeah. So I bagged the little jump series right now because it just fucking mentally crushes him. And then I didn't bag the med balls. It's funny. Today I'm breaking the med ball into high, medium, low. 3 sets of 10 is high, 2 sets of 10 is medium, and 1 set of 10 is low. And on our speed days, we do 1 sets of 10. And on the upper days, I fluctuate between 2 and 3.
Right.
And today was supposed to be a 3-day. And we came in from all the low intensity change of direction stuff from the field that's like a couple of blocks from his house. And I went towards the med ball and I turned around like to see if he saw me. And he just looked at me like this, like, like he wanted to fucking murder me. I was like, well, it's just 2 sets today. It's just 2 sets, Kevin. So it was only 2. And we went into the room where he throws against the wall. And I stayed out of the room. I sat the fuck down. I sat down on the couch that's on the outside of the room. I was like, all right, you got it, bro. Like, I'll just fucking be out here. Like, at your own pace. Like, this is exhausting for the guy.
Sure.
Every day we're doing something, and every day he has body work once or twice a day, and basketball as well. He'll do basketball 3, 4, 5 times a week right now. It's a lot. So I need to balance all of that shit. And his fucking basketball coach doesn't communicate with me at all because he's a big time fucking Instagram guy. So he won't fucking communicate shit with me.
That's what I was going to ask. So are you also recommending the intensity of these basketball practices or not?
No,
I have any say on them or not?
Nothing.
They just do whatever they
want. I tried to
communicate
communicate earlier and he just fucking ignored me. I'm like, yo, Kev, like, what the fuck? But whatever. I'm done fighting that battle.
Right.
Like that's not a fucking battle that I'm planning on fighting. Like I'll just let go, and I need to make an adjustment to how Kevin feels, regardless of whatever it is that you're doing in fucking basketball practice. And I just need to take a fucking guess.
Right. So what does Kev hate about the little jump series?
It's tedious. It's boring. It's annoying.
He loves change it up with med ball stuff, like med ball positions, like hold the ball over your head or whatever. Or, I mean, you're talking about the stiffness jump series, right? Like kind of ankle pop, double leg, single leg, forward, backward, sides.
Yeah, and you know what it comes down to is the monotony. It makes him crazy.
Okay.
Now most of my guys, they just fucking do it. Right. But personality wise and stuff, there's just certain things that certain guys can handle and some guys can't. So I think these are great. And I make everyone do them. But if you just if it causes you to have a fucking meltdown, like, all right, the little jumps aren't that important. I replaced them with the power speed drills.
Right.
That's fine. I'll do the power speed drills. I don't care. We're still getting the rebounds, the reactive, that we're not getting the stabilization that I want, but like I can figure it out. Not a big deal. Yeah. So we'll do power speed drills, side shuffles, back pedals, forwards, like tempo work. And he has a slight incline on the sidewalk right outside his house because I don't want to do flat grounds because I want to be able to do this every chance we can. So I keep the intensity low so we can replicate it and get some kind of strength going and not repeat it. So we're doing hills and I'm not doing push-up starts, all from a 2-point stance. And we start off with just 5s, like 10 5s, or so, 5 5s, 10 5s. And I want to make sure that we're exposing him to such little amounts that he can recover and repeat it on, not back-to-back days, but on one day's rest.
Every other day, yeah.
Every other day. Because again, he's 33 years old.
Yeah, sure.
And he's nothing but injured.
Yeah.
He's always injured for one reason or another. So I got to figure out a way to build up this work capacity and get him healthy enough for the Olympics to be able to play, I don't know, 10 games. I don't even know how many games they're going to play.
Right.
Like including like practices and shit like that, like 1-on-1 or a 5-on-5s sort of things. Like I don't fucking know. Scrimmages. I don't know.
So in terms of body work, are you doing body work at the beginning and at the end of the session?
Depends on the day. Usually no, because he has a massage therapist. On some days, if I do body work in the beginning, the way it works is he can only take so much time with one person before he just starts to fucking melt down.
Sure.
So I have to pick and choose. Like I'm under a time crunch, even though I don't have a time, because then if he's just with me for too long, it just drives him crazy. It's like the monotony. It's like too much of one person. So I pick and choose. If we're up to me, we do all the stretches beforehand. Right. We do my whole body work thing before every fucking session, but I can't do it. So we do the Eldoas. He loves the Eldoas. He does the hip series. He does the lunges. And the lunges, my lunge series and the hip series, we normally do 30 reps. We're doing 10, 15 of each. And the lunges, we do 5 to 8 of each. I think we had one day where we did 10 of each because I don't want to fatigue him too much. Exactly.
You got no time. There's no point progressing the GPP. You might as well just leave that.
Exactly.
Just get the temperature.
Yeah. And so we got our throws, we got our jumps, single leg box jumps. Like that's all we're doing. I don't want to have any impact because he's got enough stuff. And we barely do the box jumps too. Then I do one set of an isometric, like a 30-second isometric hold in the beginning of our GPP. I'll do 1, maybe 2 sets, depending on what we have that week or that day or the next day, whatever the fuck it is, of eccentrics. And then I'll do 1 set of a near failure for a split squat or for a push or for a pull on the lower body day one. And then we'll do 1 set of 20 of like 5, 6, 7 different exercises. That's it. And that's our day. So I'm in and out. Like we're there not that long because we're doing it every fucking day. Whereas before we would be there forever. Like I would work out with him for 4 hours. We would be fucking crushing it because we didn't have to worry about the recovery and we were only working out 4 times a week. Now we're working out every day.
Sure. Well, and he's working out even all of the extra recovery work, the massage, that's still sessions too. That's still adding up.
This guy may get 21 sessions in a week.
Yeah. Right. Think about it.
Maybe
with
25
the ball as well.
Yeah.
Crazy. What's his body showing? Is there anything of concern right now? Like
no,
what's going?
No, I'll tell you what, his body's great. His body,
that's good.
Yeah,
33. That's good.
His body's handling it very, very well. So the next day, he's talking to his dude. I need a day. I'm fucking shot. And the day before, he kind of needed a day, and we just got through it. It was nice and easy, nothing crazy. And I knew that I could go there, make him and do like a light fucking day, and we got something in that would still be beneficial. I was just sitting there, I was thinking like, man, do I give this guy a fucking day or do I just say, fuck it? Like, this is the path we chose. And I gave him the day. I was like,
smart.
I don't know. Because his sleep scores have been shit, but like prior to meeting me, his sleep scores were always shit. So I also think like, yeah, all right, well, yeah, your sleep scores are shit. Big fucking whoop for 30 for the 30 years prior to meeting me. Your sleep scores were shit. So like you did it before we could do it again. Like I don't want to rely on the technology that much. It's good information, but it's not a fucking excuse to me.
Right, right.
You know, we just make an adjustment. It doesn't mean we fucking, you know, quit. But I caved. I don't know if it was the right move, but he was grateful for it. And on Saturday we fucking crushed a workout. But then on today he was exhausted again. It was like I said, I went to grab the med ball and he wanted to fucking murder me.
Yeah, but I mean, like what you said, when he started the season off, he was already detrained and he played great, right? Because he always shows up and probably plays great when he does, because he's one of these high performers. So for him at this age too, it's all about he's got to feel right, especially someone like Kev, who's, you know, he's a sensitive guy. So for him, the most important thing is that he's not angry at everybody. He's not angry at the whole situation of what it is right now, because him not feeling good mentally means his body's gone. There's nothing to do anymore.
Yeah. All that matters is him feeling good. But
yeah,
you know, we
need to get him ready for the demands at the same time. So it's the hard balance for sure.
That's exactly right. Where today he even says, dude, like I need a fucking day off. Like, well, all right, motherfucker, you had one a couple of days ago. Like, I don't feel fucking bad. Like this is, I get where he's coming from, but we made our own bed, so to speak. Sure. And I don't know. We just need to do what we need to do in some circumstances. And this is where I butt heads with certain personalities, you know, like a Hogan and a Kevin and, you know, we just need to do it. There are guys that are just like, okay, cool. Like it is what it is. And they get at it. Like, sure. Yeah, I'm fucking exhausted, but they don't take it out on me. Whereas these guys will blame me.
Sure.
You know, like, listen, all this shit that I'm doing, I didn't come up with a single fucking thing. These aren't my protocols. Like these are high performance protocols. Like this is what elite guys would do. So, right. I mean, you're making this personal. This ain't personal. This is just, I was like, you pay me to try to get results. And this is the best way I know how to get results. If you don't want to do this, then it's not the best results that we can possibly get. That's all there is to it. Yeah, so like, don't blame me for the situation that we're in. I'm just dealing with it as best as I can. And I told him, I said to Kevin, listen, like I fucking crush. I fuck under pressure. You know what I mean? Like there's no better guy to have than me. Like when shit hits the fan, like I will get you through it. I will fucking take you there. So you don't got to worry. Just do what I say and we'll be all right. We'll be okay. Whatever. You know, like some guys can take it, some guys can't. And clearly he can take it. He just doesn't fucking like it. It's like, I'll take my fucking medicine, but I'm going to bitch about it.
Well, most of the more sort of creative and talented players, they are kind of like that. You know, I've found throughout my experience, because you've got the other type of sort of the dogs, the ones that are just, they're always on the cusp of doing too much throughout their whole career, even from when they're young to when they're old. And they'll just keep going and going and going. And even when you're like, you should probably take some time off, they're still out there doing extra stuff, you know, behind your back. And then on the flip side,
those aren't the really, really good guys though. Those are the guys that are good. I mean. Those are the guys that are good, but they're not the elite. Yeah,
exactly. They're not the best ones, but the best ones, they kind of, I don't know. They're much more in tune with themselves. It's weird though. At the same time, though, I don't think they can always be let away with what they want to do.
So yeah, that's where no one knows his body better than him.
Right.
No one knows these guys better than they know themselves. So that's where I sway back and forth on this. Like, do I listen to him? And this guy, again, he's not a dog. He's not a quitter. Right. He'll do the work. But I don't know. I just think that people are always going to do what's comfortable and it's what they like to do. And I'm not doing things that are exhausting them to the point physically. It's just a mentally exhausting situation for him where he's stressed. There's something else I got to cut out now. Fucking minute 35.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. You're right. I mean, I think how do you play it? I think you got to go with what you see. Because mentally he's exhausted, sure, but at least he's seeing also the benefits of what you're doing. You're the one that you're pulling the string. You're pulling the strings.
Yeah.
And so when you're like, if you're not feeling good about it and he's showing signs that he's not good, then you know that you're not in a good place, which is why you gave him the day off. And you're not saying to me it was for sure the wrong thing of what to do. Because if he had a good day the next day, a good day, is that better than 2 crappy days, 2 really low days? Who knows?
Well, that's the other thing. Where we are in training, his performance is almost irrelevant as long as he doesn't feel bad, like injury joint wise. Like I don't give a fuck about how he performs. All I care is that he performs during this time, because it's, you know, it's like a forced transmutative state, right? Like where you're supposed to intentionally fatigue the person. Like you got to. It's just where we are. Like we got to get you into this, and then when he leaves, like it's gonna be cake
for sure. For sure,
you know,
he's gonna spend more time traveling,
and he's gonna have
traveling, gonna be quarantining, practicing, team practice.
So you're gonna
go mad.
No, and their coach, he's a veteran coach. He's not gonna beat the shit out of a veteran. He knows. So like we're just preparing him right now for relaxation for like a fucking month. You know what I mean? But he still needs to be fucking ready. And I'm not going to be there. So this time around, in the Olympics this year, they're allowed to bring one person.
Crazy.
Yeah, no one wanted to really go this year because and that's like kind of the point of the Olympics if you're in the NBA. Like, oh, I get to sightsee and I get to meet all these people and my family gets to come on this and it's fun. And no, like they spend all this time in the hotel now. Like they got to quarantine and they're only allowed to bring one person. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. And especially guys like him, he could be anywhere in the world, any hotel, any cool place, doing whatever the hell he would want to do. And he's there sacrificing because of, for national pride, you know?
Yeah.
Pride for his country and to represent in the Olympics. I mean, it's respectful too, because he's also 33, you know?
And he's going to be going. Yeah, he's going to be going for a second gold medal. He already has one.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. So what are you finding is working well then in terms of the recovery? What are you doing with the sauna and ice? What kind of protocols are you doing?
Honestly, it's not. I'm not exhausting him with the recovery either. It's
you can't. You can't.
Like we'll do a sauna. We'll do 10 minutes sauna at like 185 degrees or so. 10 minutes of that, then he goes right on the massage table, and I'll do 25 to 50 passes of flush. Then, between the calf, the hammy, the quads, tibant, and the back. Nothing crazy, just flushing. Just feel good. Then he goes right into the cold tub for 3 to 5 minutes. Then repeat, and we'll just do that. Do that twice. Nothing, because if we do that anymore, it's gonna fucking exhaust the guy.
Sure.
Like we can't even have a legit recovery day. We need to just put little tidbits of everything in there. Yeah. And if I were to do any cardiovascular work as forms of recovery, it just register as work. So we can't even do like a real moving recovery. What I really wanted to do was one of these days drive him down to the fucking beach. But he don't have the time for that shit. Like there's a beach not too far from it, and he likes like bougie beaches. But just go on the fucking beach. We'll sit there. We'll BS. Just have our toes in the fucking sand and the water for 20 minutes, and then we skedaddle. At the end of the workout. But he just doesn't have time for that stuff. He's nonstop all day. Like he wakes up, he goes to basketball. Then he has me. Then he has a massage. Then he has another body work session. Like, it just is like that's just his schedule right now. He's 8 hours a day of just physical activity, maybe 10. It's a lot.
It's a lot, man. Oh yeah.
And especially dealing with a cunt like me. I'm just like,
being in traffic.
I know. No, going there's no traffic. It's just the anticipation of all the fucking traffic I'm gonna get. Like going there, it's really not bad. I don't get upset at all going there. It's coming home where I genuinely, you know what actually started cheering me up was people they're idiots. People are really, really dumb. So we're sitting there in dead stop traffic and there's 3 lanes to be in. So when I make a turn off of a street, I get in. So there's 2 lanes that get in the tunnel and there's 1 lane on the side. But in order for me to get off the one street that I'm in, I need to go to the side lane. That's the only way I get in. That's the only place for me to turn. I can't even turn to get into the tunnel lane. So I need to cut someone off, but I just need to merge. People won't let you merge because they think, oh, he's trying to cut the fucking traffic. So I have Vicky's Jetta. I don't have my big truck. I have Vicky's Jetta. And I literally just, it's a go-kart to me. I just cut the wheel and I go in front of whoever won't let me in. Right? Like if someone's being a cocksucker, I'm like, oh, I pick you. And then what I do, then what do? I let all the people that are trying to cut in go in. And this guy, there was one dude in a pickup truck, just me. And every beep that he gave me, it actually relaxed me. So once I started taking that approach with stuff, it was so much better. But the first day of traffic of 2.5 hours for no fucking reason, bro, I watched an entire episode of The Sopranos. I almost had a full-blown panic attack because I'm sitting here like, well, if shit hits the fan, I'm still not even in the tunnel. And if something happens in the tunnel and it's escape from New York, now I got to ditch this fucking car and run 6 blocks over here to try to fucking swim across the fucking Hudson. Like, this is impractical. This isn't, and I have Vicky's fucking little go-kart, so I can't even turn the curb and pop the curb if I want. I'm just going to crash into it. It's like, no, this ain't it. This isn't it. Like yeah, guys, this is where my fucking mind goes. So I'm sitting there freaking the fuck out that one day. So fucking pissed. But then now I figured out this method and it's just not that bad.
Just try to piss as many people off as possible.
And I'm only going to piss off the really, really mean people.
Yeah, the people that deserve it.
They did. You fucking jerk off. You fucking loser. You won't let someone in. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're all stuck here. If you let one person in, if you let 5 people in, you know what happens? Nothing.
I mean, yeah.
You still fucking sit there just with the rest of us, and they don't get there any faster than you.
Right.
Losers. So yeah, I torment losers now. My fucking ride home.
Oh, Klaus. Good. Should we keep going because we're gonna have to cut out a bits about Kev? You want to move on from Kev, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, let's move on from that. Tell me more about your fucking so I tried running today, and I'd planned to run like 4 miles today. I only ran like 2 miles and 2.2 miles undisrupted. Now, this is technically the furthest that I've ever run undisrupted. When I ran the 4 miles, I had to stop and clean up dog shit like 2 or 3 times. So it really didn't count as undisrupted because I still had to take like 30-second breaks. So this is the longest that I ran undisrupted, but I was exhausted. Like my left Achilles started fucking getting tight on me. I'm like, oh man. I did sprints yesterday. So
what shoes are you wearing to run?
I'm fucking barefoot.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, good.
Yeah,
so
but
just on the concrete barefoot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
like I'm wearing those Vibrams, but
okay.
But
yeah.
they're 12 years old. So they actually are wearing out. It's fucked up. I didn't use duct tape. I used the tape that they have for the wrestling mats that's like impossible to tear. That's what I fucking used to tape like the sole on. And the sole is just so fucking thin.
It's so thin now. I remember the first time I ever wore those to go running. I went running in a forest once. And they say you should start walking 10 minutes, and then 15, and then slowly build it up. Take a couple of weeks till you start go run. Well, I ran for about an hour 15 in the forest. And I remember feeling like, this is great, because it just rained. So you could really feel your feet in the ground. Well, bro, by that evening, I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Next few days after that, I'd never had, that was the worst pain in my feet. Could barely fucking move. So, no, but I like also running with, I run with very minimal shoes. Very minimal. And that's the only way I'll do it now. And once you built up the capacity of it, you know, I mean, your feet need to get used to it, first of all, but then also, like, you need to work on your tib hands. You need to be lengthening out your gastroc, building up your soleus. Then you're good as gold. You ain't got no worries at all.
I'll tell you what, though. One is stepping on pebbles when you're on concrete and wearing those Vibrams. You feel every fucking pebble.
Yeah.
And two, I have the New Balance, like Nimbus or Minimus or whatever the fuck it is. Like, it's a really, really thin sole. There is a huge difference between these Vibrams and those. Like,
sure,
bro, when these Vibrams are so difficult to run in, comparatively, holy fuck.
Yeah.
I can like
go to the trails and do it, because when the ground changes surfaces, when you go through mud onto like bark and stuff like that, it feels crazy because your feet are working in such a different way.
Yeah, I like it, but you can't run nearly as far.
No, that's true.
Like I get fatigued when I run long distance in those things, especially if I go on grass. Like, if I go on grass with sneakers, it's not that bad. If I go on grass with like barefoot, I'm exhausted. My feet are fucking shot. So now, did I tell you what I think my goals are?
No.
I don't
think they are, or they are.
I can't say that they are, because then if I don't do it, then I'm a cunt.
Then you're upset. Yeah, sure. Go on. What do you think they are?
So I know I won't bench 400 again. My shoulders just won't allow it.
Sure.
But 400 bench, 500 squat. I'll get the 500 squat. I'm probably right there now. 600 deadlift. I'll get that. 6-minute mile. I want to run a 1 second, 1 meter flying sprint. Right now I'm at 109. So I want to run like a 0.99, which is that's decent, especially for like 35 years old. I want to jump 36. I'm at like 32. I'm a little under 32 right now. Fucking sucks. But I'm also doing all my jumping barefoot. Like, I'm not. So if I put sneakers on, I'm sure I'd jump a little bit higher. And I think I want to run a marathon.
Yeah, you said that. That's interesting. You should just sign up and just do it.
Fuck no. Yeah, I'm not like you. You kidding me? They say when doctors go when doctors get sick, when doctors are in med school, when guys go to med school and they start learning about all the diseases and all the symptoms, they all get them. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is what I have. I'm telling you, I know the fucking symptoms. I know, like, that's me. I know what's wrong. And I know when I run incorrectly for X amount of miles, like, nope, I'm tearing this. I'm getting a stress factor. Like, I'm a fucking twat. So if I don't prepare myself properly, like, I'm not like you where I could just say, fuck it, mate. You know, like, I can't do that. No, like, I can't fight. Like, I need to be overly prepared to do this shit. So even today, when I was running and I wanted to do the 4 miles, I was like, man, this is really hurting. Like, it should not hurt this much, because I was doing top speed work the other day, and I ran 13 flying sprints, flying 10s, and I did it barefoot, and nothing hurt at the time. The next day, my fucking calcaneus was so bruised because of decelerating.
Yeah.
Because I was decelerating from and I was on turf, but turf's just on concrete.
It's on concrete, yeah, sure. We have some mats under our turf, the place in Zurich, and I have all my guys running barefoot on that, and it helps. But when they start getting to their upper limits, because they do feel it, that the day's coming off from the deceleration aspect, because they have to decelerate in this place. They can't just let themselves go out. So that's exactly what I see on them too. But they love it now. Now they're so huge into running barefoot, and it's so amazing to see all of that preparatory work that they've done beforehand. And if you compare it to how they were running last year, it's a completely different ballgame. So nice to see.
Yeah. You run all your stuff barefoot though, right?
Yep. The whole session barefoot. Whole thing barefoot.
Well, I mean for you personally, when you're doing your marathon shit,
yeah.
Are you running barefoot?
Well, no, I wear these very minimal. They're Vivo barefoot trail shoes. They're very small. It's not the same. It's not as thin as the 5 fingers. It's probably similar to what you've got, the Nimbus or whatever. They're very flat.
When you were doing didn't you run a marathon on your
on the curve? Yeah, but barefoot. Yeah. I ran that barefoot. Yeah.
What happened? Did you notice anything weird? So you ran a marathon barefoot?
Yeah.
On the curve.
Yeah.
What was the consequence of that?
Oh, I was just fucked up. I was fucked 7 ways sideways. I was just dead. Everything was fucked up. I wanted to kill myself. I was so bored, first of all. And then there was just there was so much sweat that had come off me that I was like even like losing grip on the curve too after a while. So the bottoms of my feet locked up because my feet were having to work like hands to grip onto the belt. So, but yeah, otherwise it wasn't too bad, to be honest. I mean, it was just my feet. My feet took a pounding. I got big blisters on them after that, just from the contact, and of the rubbing. But otherwise, it wasn't too bad. It was more like that was just it was just horrible for my head. That was just really horrible because I don't mind about any duration if you're outside because there's loads of things to look at. But then when you're in a room and the curve, and it's not like you can watch something, and I don't like watching TV or something when I'm going to run. I can't concentrate, first of all. And second of all, you can't hear it. So then you got to read subtitles, and I'm not getting into all of that. So I was just so happy it was done. I was so happy it was done. Because when I've done it, now I don't have to do that again before I do it. I don't want to do it on the curve anymore. The only thing I like the curve for is for tempo work. I love it for tempo work. And for my guys, I love it where you turn the resistance up a little bit and you use it like a tread sled for alactic capacity work. I love it for that. Yeah. I had on Friday, my guys, they had 15 rounds, 5:55 after they already did some speed work. And they all got their best numbers, the last 3, in terms of watts. And it's funny what you're able to on that, especially with a good bunch of guys and the competitive aspect of it. I mean, I know it's not all about comparing it to guys. I don't like doing that anyway, especially with sprint stuff. But on this, where there's very little that you have to worry about in terms of injury because of the angles, I let them go balls to the fucking wall on that for capacity work, especially at the end of the week. And that was class. With looking at the watts, and I made a joke like, "Oh, if you boys get to this number, I'll buy you lunch." Well, of course, 2 of them pulled through. on the penultimate one too, they pulled through. So, but that's cool. But that's what I love the curve for.
So we talked about the curve last time, right?
Yeah. I
got a handful of people reaching out to me saying like, "Oh, it's funny that you talked about pulled hamstrings on the curve."
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a pretty common thing that I'm starting to see. So you just tempo work, it's good. Anything else, do not.
Right.
Do not, because it just fucks running mechanics.
Right.
And dude, I was very close to dropping the money on it and getting one literally for top speed and tempo work. That's the only reason why I wanted it. And ideally for a very small space gym, you get a tread sled. And you get the fucking curve, you got your acceleration, and you got your top speed work, and you're fucking set. But no, I won't do it unless I find one that's like of a decent design. So for those of you listening, if you find one that's a decent design that doesn't make you fucking overstride doesn't make you pull it too much in order to get the velocity up, I won't do it. I think the only option is to get one of those high velocity treadmills.
Yeah.
Those things are like 30 grand.
Yeah, they're expensive as shit.
I'm fucking doing that shit, bro.
Well, you're lucky you don't have to. My little place is 25 square meters.
I know.
I got to use it, especially when now it's meant to be summer, but we've got a whole week of rain planned too. So it's not like you can be, you got to, there's all of these pluses and minuses. But luckily, hockey guys, they're not running. So they can get their speed work done also on the ice. They go on the ice a couple times a week. So you can give them protocols there.
And even then, like they get 0 top speed on the fucking ice. Zero. No real top speed. Everything that they do is an acceleration.
Yeah. Start, stop. That's it. That's it.
So how far have you biked?
120 Ks so far.
What's your race? 200 and something Ks.
No, 180.
180 Ks.
It's two. I think in miles it's 2.4 miles, 120 miles, and then whatever a marathon is. What is that? 22, 23 mile, something like that.
So 120 is 74 miles, and you need to do 180, which is 111 miles, 112 miles.
Yeah.
When are you gonna bike that?
Every weekend coming up.
Yeah, you're gonna do that.
Yeah. So I've done one loop. No, I've done the loop a couple times up till now, and I've had a couple longer bike rides.
You said it's 2 loops.
It's 2 loops. Yeah, they make you do 2 loops of this.
And you haven't done 2 loops yet.
No, not of the track. No. But now there's no time. I mean, I'd say the last month I've trained on point, I'd say just over 50% of the time. You know, like I've been getting my trainings in and doing pretty good. And then I'll get like 4, 5, 6 days in, and then I'll be knackered for a couple of days. There'll be work. I won't have my things organized. But then because the date got pushed back, I was like, fuck it, now's the time to earn some bank before everyone's gone. So I'll focus on this. And then I was like, I know that the pressure's going to be building up, so that then it's time to be pulling my finger out again. And now it's already been pulled out a few days ago, because it's amazing. You feel great after the consecutive times building up. It's amazing how quickly you feel shit again. And then when you start realizing what it is you got to do. So, and I'm lucky I've still got time. Like, I'm going to be good. You know, I'm not concerned with it. And I would never have done it if it didn't get pushed back 2 months. I would never have taken time off. And not that I even really took time off. It's just I didn't train with the same level of consistency that I was beforehand. But yeah, so I've got it basically planned out. So it's just pretty much every single week now, everything's just added up. So even now, what's also nice is the pools are back open. So every time I'm at home, I can go swim also in the evenings as well. And that all adds up. It's just the weekly volume that you need to get sorted. And then it's good as gold, mate. And
how do you
on the day, it's also meant to be the hardest day. That's how I want to train. I don't want it to be like I've had harder days before the competition and then I'm going there a bit injured or whatever, you know?
How are you splitting up your workouts?
So I do Monday mornings, I do bike intervals. Monday evenings, I do lower body weights. Tuesday mornings,
what do you do for bike intervals?
It depends. I do either like more like Tabata protocols, 2010s, 2020s, 40-20s, and I'll just do waves. So like I remember when I started off, I did a lot of 40-20s and just kept building up volume. And then I chopped it. I went to more intense intervals, then to 20-20s. And then I built up loads of volume on that too. And then I chopped it again. And then I went to 2010s. And then I built up volume on that. And then I just restarted the whole system back over again. So right now I'm in 20-20 blocks. And I'll just go, if I've got 70 minutes, I'll just go for 70 minutes. If I've got 45 minutes, I'll just go for 45 minutes.
So you'll go 45 minutes, 20-20.
Yep.
So 20 hard, 20 cruise.
Yep. Yeah. So it just depends on the time, because also with work now, I mean, as you know, now's the time to be racking it in. So if I've got guys, you know, and I've got to get them ready and they're like, look, I can only go this week at these times, and then you got to reschedule people before you know it. I mean, I wake up at 4:30, train for an hour if I'm lucky, and then shower. I got 15 minutes to then get on the train. I've got 2.5 hour train ride, and then I've got sessions from 8 till 6 back to back. No time to rest, no time to eat, no time to train. Grab some food on the way home, travel back 2.5 hours, spend a bit of time with the girls, then train again, and then go to sleep, not too late before restarting it again. I mean, it's just, it's nonstop. So, but it's only for the next couple of weeks until, and then a lot of guys go away on holiday. Preseason starts for the Swiss-based guys, and then I've just got my NHL guys, and then that calms down quite a lot on my skiers, and then it calms down quite a lot until then I've got much more time to train too. And also what I'm also thinking is, thank fucking God too, because today it was 30 degrees biking. Now I do a lot in the sauna, so I like training in the heat. But what I started realizing I don't get sunburned in the sauna. You know what I mean? I don't get sunburned. But when I'm 5 hours underneath that sun and just getting blasted by it, that's also taken into account. So
yeah,
you know, September to July, that's a huge difference. And for me, it's massively better to be there in September.
You got to run with gear on. You got to run with like white Under Armour stuff on.
Yeah, I need to be covered up for sure. For sure. So yeah, mate. But it's good as gold. It's good as gold. I mean, with cardio-based stuff, for me, I'm truly shocked. I mean, as we see it all the time with our guys, right? Consistency in there and doing things properly, like in terms of volume, like not going too silly bollocks, but just doing enough that you're getting some kind of stimulation, and that repeated. It's amazing how quickly it changes, mate. It's really amazing now.
Oh, really?
Yes. I mean, now you're at 4 miles, bro. Before you were at 4 steps.
Yeah, I suppose it's quick, but no, it's not very fucking quick.
I don't know. I would disagree. I think it's quite quick, especially if you were able to get yourself. If you were able to get yourself, and you got to pick like kind of more like a challenge based stuff. So get Vicky to drop you off somewhere, like way beyond what you would normally run. Tell her to drop you off, and you got to run home.
Well, here the issue isn't necessarily the distance; it's the stopping.
Right.
Like I'll walk fucking 10 miles. That don't bother me, but I'm gonna walk them. You know, I've never, ever, like, your cardiovascular system has always been fucking killer. Like, remember when when I went to visit you, and I spoke at Manchester, and we went biking through London.
Well, when we were drunk, yeah.
No. We were sober at that point.
Oh, right, okay.
You give me the fucking seeing the sights of fucking London, and you were all the way up, and I was sitting there like granted, you were training. Yeah, I was dying. Granted, you were training for a rugby season, and I hadn't done any cardio, but like I suck.
Cardio. True. You suck at cardio.
My cardio has never, my entire life, my cardio has never been good. That's why this is like kind of important to me. Like I want to be good at something I fucking suck at.
Right. But I mean, I love also the changes of stuff. Like I get bored quite quick. I mean, you too. So like only running or only biking or only swimming, that would just be like blow my fucking brains out. But like what I did today, swim as hard as I can for 30 minutes in like raging river. That's awesome. And it's cold and it's like survival mode, because you're thinking even like little bits that you have to move, change your position because you don't want to go into the rapids because you know that there's rocks there. So you're getting the odd sprint involved as well. And that's when you get out, like you're not even thinking about how tired you are, even though you've traveled quite a lot of distance compared to then when you're in the pool and it's just going back and forth. But then sometimes in the pool, you can have an amazing time, like especially at the end of the day where you get to just calm your mind down and do nothing and not be stimulated, not be talking to no one, not be doing nothing apart from just staring at the floor of the pool. And then you get to have these lovely experiences. So for me, the cardio stuff is class, man. Like changing it up each day too. And then in the winter times combining it with skis, cross-country skiing and stuff. For me, that's something that has to stay involved in my daily routines, man. Yeah. Cardio stuff makes me feel great. Makes me feel real good.
Let's end it there. I got to grab a fucking workout now.
Sounds good, bro.